Mark, and thanks to CONNECTpreneur for having us back. I'm Milton Cohen, the CEO here at Carrying Closures, or CCI for short. Here at CCI, we are applying a long-forgotten yet proven intervention of the past to solve the epidemics of today. This intervention I'm mentioning is over 50 years ago now, back in 1970, when we had a massive epidemic of children overdosing on aspirin here in the US. You see, aspirin is bitter to the taste. Kids wouldn't take it. Manufacturers flavored it like candy in response. And as soon as they flavored it like candy, kids started taking it like candy. And you can overdose on aspirin. So massive epidemic. And we intervened with the child-resistant cap and closure, which proved access control as an early intervention, generating a 45% reduction in US child mortality from drug and supplement poisoning. Such an effective intervention that the entire world implemented this standard. But 50 plus years later, all the world has long forgotten the important lesson in access control, and today just sees everyday packaging, whereas here at CCI, we see a foregone opportunity to modernize an intervention of the past to solve the epidemics of today, like the opioid epidemic, where sneaking pills a few at a time or pilfering is not only a leading source of diversion, but the #1 source for teen drug abuse in our country since 2012. Or the resurgent pediatric poisoning epidemic, where every 8 minutes, a child goes to the ER from a drug or supplement poisoning, and every 12 seconds, a child is poisoned from a common household product. These cost our healthcare system billions annually. They cost our economy tens of billions annually, and literally all of them can be contained with simple access control. We started with prescription drugs with our SafeRx line of locking prescription vials used by pharmacies behind the counter to fill controlled substance prescriptions in the case of our in-market teen-proof version on the left, and pediatric fatality risk medications in our coming child-proof version on the right. We launched our teen-proof version into US healthcare in late 21 and have grown to over 150 customers across 6 different verticals since, pre-reimbursement. I'll say again, pre-reimbursement. We tripled healthcare revenue last year. We'll quadruple it this year with a record first quarter under our belt and over 80% of our entire budget sold or quoted. And we expect this growth to accelerate substantially with reimbursement, where we have incredible stakeholder economics and where we already have a Medicaid coverage commitment for treatment drugs with pending clinical results over the next 18 months for all controlled substances. We're finishing a bridge round ahead of a larger round that's already in discussions. And while it says 300,000 on your screen, we're now down to 200,000 that's available for CONNECTpreneur investors. I want to finish just by saying, aside from being the most visible intervention in US healthcare of the last 50 years, the most visible intervention of the last 50 years, 10 years from now, our patented, repeat patented, cap and closure technology will be as ubiquitous as child-resistant caps and closures are today. And if we're successful, we'll have saved tens of millions of our children and teenagers, tens of millions of kids. I hope you'll join us in our breakout room. Thank you very much for listening. And more importantly, I hope you'll join us in our absolutely critical mission. Thank you.